we sold them the first book, I wrote a pitch that was based on a 5-book series. And they came back and said, hey, this all looks really great, we definitely want to buy the book, but you're a new author, you're untested, and we're not going to just come forward and buy 5 books, so we're going to buy 3. Could you close it off in 3 books if you absolutely had to? And I said, yeah, because I would have said anything at that point. So we published the first book, and I got to work on the second book. And I reached a point maybe halfway through the second book where I got to a crucial juncture, and I went to my agent, Joshua Bilmes, who's hiding over there, and I said, look, I have to decide right now, like, am I going to try and close this off in 3 books, or am I going to go for the full 5? And he consulted the publishers, and just based on how well the books were doing already, they came back and said, just write what you want to write. And so I moved ahead as if I were writing 5 books, which was kind of what I was always doing. And then they gave me another 3-book contract, because it's always 3-book contracts for some reason. And so that completes out the 5-book series. And then I had this other idea for a story set in the same world that was supposed to be book 4. Like, it was going to be books 1, 2, and 3, and then this sort of like, and now for something completely different book, and then book 5, which was going to be the big climax to everything. And what happened was the Daylight War got so big that I took the and now for something completely different book and moved that into a standalone book that will be book 6, like Joe Abercrombie style. Like, okay, I finished my series, but here's like some of the big characters that are going to have their own adventure. So that's how I'm going to max out that 6 books. So this series will end in 5 books. There'll be a full climax. A bunch of main characters will die. Like, there'll be closure to the story. Not saying which ones. And then there'll be a story. If you guys have read the books already, during the Desert Spear, when Arlen goes back to Tibbetts Brook and he gives them the fighting wards, and then he just leaves. Wow. Whole bunch of shit goes down right after he leaves, and that's a whole book in and of itself. And so that's what that story's going to be. And I'm actually really excited to write it because I've got a full cast of characters from Tibbetts Brook already, all of whom have like they all have their own backstories already. Like, I've got pages and pages of notes and how the different boroughs interact with each other and who all the main figures are. And so much of the setup for that book is already done that I'm actually kind of very excited to work on that. But first I gotta, finish this other thing. Anyone else? Okay, well, let's sign some books, and people are certainly welcome to ask questions as they come up.